Alright, so we are now going to start with the next process as osmosis. So what basically is this process osmosis? It is the movement of the solvent molecules, from the region of its higher concentration to its lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. So in the previous case of diffusion, we have noted that there was absence of semi-permeable membrane, and here is the presence of a semi-permeable membrane. This is very, very important. In the previous thing, it was also higher concentration to lower concentration here also. But in the previous part, we have discussed that the molecule could be of any material. It could either be solute, solvent or gases. But here is only solvent, and the solvent that we are talking about here is water. Alright. So osmosis is the movement of the water molecules from the region of its higher concentration, that is the higher concentration of water, to its lower concentration, that is the lower concentration of water, through semi-permeable membrane. So first we'll discuss what basically is a semi-permeable membrane. In plant or in animal cell, semi-permeable membrane is the cell membrane, which is also known as plasma membrane. Alright. So semi-permeable membrane, cell membrane, plasma membrane, it means we are talking of the cell membrane. That is one and the same thing, cell membrane, plasma membrane or semi-permeable membrane. Alright. Now, from the name it suggests that it is semi-permeable. Means it will allow only some of the material to cross through it. So it is permeable for some of the material. And we know that material here is the water. Alright. So let us just take the case and let me explain what is the meaning and why is this property being shown. Now this is the plasma membrane. Those plasma membrane that is having some pores of some size over the surface. Now here is the water molecule. Let me talk of the water molecules like this over here. So these are the water molecules. Alright. So these are water molecules. Now let us see what is the solute molecules. Here are the solute molecules. So it means that this solution is having both the things, the solute particles as well as the solvent. So let me label it. These green one, these are the water molecules, which is a solvent, and these red ones, these are the solute molecules. And here I am talking about the solute molecules as sugar because this solution is the sugar solution. And this sugar solution is having two types of molecules. One is the sugar, other is of water. So this is the solute, which is the sugar. Here it is water, which is the solvent molecules. Now let us just consider a case that this is the region of the higher concentration and this is the region of lower concentration. So we are just assuming this is the high concentration, this is the low concentration. High concentration of water, and here we'll say there is low concentration of water. So here is low concentration of water. Alright. So high concentration of water and low concentration of water. Now what will happen? The pore size of the plasma membrane is similar to the size of the water molecules. So the water molecules can easily pass from the region of its higher concentration to its lower concentration. So it can pass through these pores from the region of the higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. So these water molecules, they can easily be passed from that area to this. So it will enter into the plasma membrane. Alright, so it will enter through the plasma membrane into the cell from the region of the high concentration to the region of low concentration. Now, if we'll take the case that this is the high concentration of solute and this is the low concentration of solute, then why not the solute molecules also travel? Because the size of the solute molecules is not similar to the pore size. So even if there will be the concentration difference, the solute molecules will not travel through the semi-permeable membrane. Alright. So the role of the semi-permeable membrane is to allow the solvent molecules to pass through it. Why? Because the size of the solvent molecules is similar to the pore size of the plasma membrane. So they will easily cross this membrane. Alright. So this is osmosis, and this membrane, which is the plasma membrane, is semi-permeable membrane. It will allow the solvent molecule to pass through this because of the size, but it will prevent the bigger molecules, that is the solute molecules, to pass through it because it is having the size greater than the pore size. Alright. So this was all about the osmosis. Now we'll discuss about the other things of the osmosis, about endo osmosis and exo osmosis. Alright, so let us now discuss about the endo osmosis and exo osmosis. So first we are starting with endo osmosis. Now word endo means to enter. Alright, so osmosis we have already discussed. So it is the inward movement of the water molecules, that is when the water will enter into some sort of cell, that movement of the water molecule will be termed as endo osmosis. Alright. So let us just make a case and then we'll be able to understand that thing. Alright. So this is the cell membrane again. So let me make, this is the cell membrane. And this is over here is the cell. So it means cytoplasm, nucleus, all the things or vacuole, it is over here. Alright. So let me just talk about that. This is having the low concentration of water and high concentration of solute. Alright. So this is having the low concentration of water and high concentration of solute. Alright. This is our assumption. And over this side there will be the higher concentration of water and lower concentration of solute. Alright. So solute will not move through this because of the pore size, but there is the possibility that the solvent, that is the water molecule, can cross. Now we'll have to only see which concentration of the solvent, that is water, is higher, because the movement of osmosis will always take place from the region of higher to lower concentration. So over this side it will be entering into the cell. So this is the inward flow of the water from the external, this is the surrounding, towards the cell. Alright, it is entering into the cell. So this is the water molecule which is being entered into the cell through the plasma membrane. This process is known as endo osmosis. Alright, so let me talk of the inward movement of water. Inward movement of water through semi-permeable membrane. Through semi-permeable membrane. This process is termed as endo osmosis. The inward movement, it is termed as endo osmosis. Alright. So this is the process known as endo osmosis. Now let us talk about exo osmosis. So let us just talk about the exo osmosis. So this exo osmosis is just the reversal case. So here if there is the high concentration of water and low concentration of solute, here is low concentration of water and high concentration of solute. Again, solute will not move from the high to low concentration because of the size, but water can move. We just have to find out that which part is having the higher and which part is having the lower. Now this is the cell, this is the surrounding. This is high concentration, that is inside the cell, there is higher concentration, outside the cell it is the lower concentration. So the water molecule will move from high concentration to low concentration through semi-permeable membrane. So it is now moving out from the cell. Alright. So exosmosis is the exit of the water molecules from the cell, or we can write it down as the outward movement of the water molecules through semi-permeable membrane. This process is known as exosmosis. Alright. So endosmosis is the process of entry of the water molecule inside the cell. Exosmosis is the exit of the water molecules out from the cell. That process is exosmosis. Alright. the process of absorption, that is obviously the intake of water, will be taken up with the help of the endo osmosis. This we'll discuss in the later part. Now, in the next part, we will see that what is the relativity of this concentration difference known as, that basically is the tonicity, and that we'll discuss in the next video.